Hi everyone. Today we're talking about how to fight Gore with the lens. Gore is a very challenging fight, and there are a few reasons for that. The reason number one is that Gore has a very small head, so and the head is the best hit zone Gore has. So small hit zone, and you always want to hit the head, and it's kind of hard to do that. The second reason is low visibility. So people complain a lot about low visibility because of Gore's wings. Gore has very big wings, and sometimes they get in the way of the camera, and they kind of make it hard to see. This is a positioning problem. If you're not positioning right, you're gonna have this problem. The third one is the ice shard cliffs. So in the ice shard cliffs is also a positioning problem, but the fact is that the ice shard is a very large map, but with very small arenas. So the areas area you actually fight the monster are very small. That's not a problem for us with Lance, because with Lance we want to fight in small arenas, so the monster is always on our reach, and we can always deal with anything the monster have. And Gore is a monster that likes to jump around a lot. So if you're fighting on a large area like the arena here, you're gonna see Gore jumping around a lot, and the Ice Fight Cliffs is more condensed. There are other problems with the cliffs, but the main one is the arena size for most people, but not for us. But the actual main reason why Gore is such a challenging fight is reason number four. Is because Gore doesn't have a lot of combo chains. That might sound weird, but I'm gonna explain to you guys how most monsters work. So most monsters, Monster Hunter, they have one certain attack, a lot actually, but they do one attack that goes into another one, that goes into another one, or they can do this attack that goes into here, that goes into here. More complex monsters can even have one attack that chain into another, that chain into two possible attacks. So and that's how we are able to predict what the monster is gonna do. We fight the monster thinking about the flow chart of his attacks. So monster did attack number one, and this can be several attacks, but several different attacks. But the attack number one that goes into two, three, or four. So if the monster is doing this, I'm always thinking about this three to see which one I'm gonna have to deal with it. If monster does this, let's say the third one, I know that he's gonna do this uh, right after. The problem with Gore is that instead of being like this, Gore's moveset is actually like this. Gore has a lot of individual attacks that are not related to each other necessarily. So Gore can do this into this, or into this, or into this, or into this, or and then this into this, or into this, and into this. So you guys get the picture. Gore does have a few combo chains, but they are really small. Instead of being like here, they are like one attack into another, one and two. The biggest combo chain Gore has actually is one attack into another, and one attack into this one here. So we're gonna see both of these combo chains in the video, but all the most of the combo chains Gore has are like this. That was what makes Gore moveset being so hard to predict. And for us with Lance, we are a very predictive weapon. So we always need to know what the monster is gonna do before to be able to react to deal with it. So we're not a reactive weapon. We're not reacting to what we see on the screen necessarily. We are predicting. So he does this. I know that the combo chain is gonna end right here. Uh, so yeah. Now let's go talk about Gore's moveset itself. I'm gonna go back on the hunt, and we can talk about each of his individual attacks. So we do the regular opening with a sneak attack, leap and trust. We hit his head. This is a good time to hit his head because it's just stationary. And Gore is gonna do the first attack of his hunt. This hunt. So Gore is gonna go up in the air, and he's gonna rush towards me. He's gonna do a jumping attack. So he's here, and he's gonna end up behind me. He always ends up behind you on this attack. And also, it's important for us to understand that Gore has two states. So Gore has state number one, that is regular, and state number two, that is frenzy. You guys know this, so I'm not gonna get into this, but you guys need to know that his moveset changes depending on which state he's in. So this attack, this is a good attack for us to do a reverse. We dodge the first projectile and we do a reverse counter thrust. So we hit Gore while he rides past us. This one, we usually try to guard dash back and reposition accordingly. And now we can talk about this. You guys can see that I'm gonna hit Gore in the tail. Every time you hit Gore in the tail when he's not frenzy, you're making Gore do the spin around attack. So Gore's gonna spin around twice because I'm hitting his tail. This happens a lot if you have the panic or if you're playing with other people, someone hits Gore's tail and Gore spins around twice. This is not an attack we like very much because we cannot hit good hit zones, we cannot hit his head while he's spinning. So it's an attack we want to avoid. Ideally, you don't hit his tail so he doesn't do these spins when he's on regular. And now Gore is gonna do my favorite attack, the sideways frenzy blast. So Gore he can do this from the left to the right, or he can do this from the right to the left. And he throws a frenzy blast in a lateral way. How does this attack work? Let me pause it right here. This attack is composed of 3 hitboxes. So you have one hitbox here, one hitbox here. They are the same size, even though my drawing it is not. But and he's always 1 and then 2 and then 3. The hitboxes are not simultaneous. They come after each other. It's because he's doing from the left to the right. If he was doing from the right to the left, this one would be 1 and then 2 and then 3. So how do we deal with this attack? This is important to know that these hitboxes overlap onto each other. So there's no safe space between them. And sometimes it depends on where you're standing. You always want to stand right in the center, because if you're right here and you block this attack for some reason and you take knockback on this direction because you're in a sideways, you're gonna get hit by the first and the second. If you really mess up your position, you can get hit by the first, the second, and the third. So you wanna stay all time at the center. How do we deal with this attack? There are 3 ways to deal with it. I'm gonna show you guys all of them. The first one is a regular double counter thrust. I don't like this one. This one is because when Gore does this attack, the sideways blast explosion, he always jumps back far away from you, a little bit further away from you when he does this. So that means that your double counter thrust is not gonna hit Gore unless he has a wall behind him and he has no room to go back. So this one is only useful if you have no other way to deal with it, or if you don't want to deal with it on the best ways for some reason, or if you're really in a small space, or if you're a little bit too late. So Anguar likes to chain this attack a lot. So you guys saw that he did the one from the left to the right, and now he's gonna do another one from the right to the left. On the second one, I'm gonna show you guys one of the best ways to deal with this. Is the way I want you guys to practice and deal with it. So you just jump back. I do 2 small hops, and you out of there, and you do a leaping thrust to hit Gore. I like to do small hops, but you can also do a long one, one long one. But I feel like the small ones I can have a little more precision. So jump back and leaping thrust into Gore. This is a very good way to do with this attack because you don't block, you don't take chip damage, you don't take knockback, but it's not a very damaging way. It's not a very damaging punish because you don't deal a lot of damage, as you guys can see here. You don't do a lot of damage with the leaping thrust. And we're gonna see the third way, the best way, pretty soon, I'm sure. Oh, right here. My favorite way to deal with this attack is by power guarding into a Grand Retribution. If you guys watch my speedrun, you guys saw me do this a lot, where I do the power guard into the Grand Retribution thrust. The only problem with that, you guys can see my HP right here, is that when you power guard, let's see how much HP I lost. When you power guard, you take a lot of chip damage. Chip damage is not that big of a deal, but it's not that much. But God does this attack a lot. So I was here, now I'm here. If I do it again, I'm gonna be here. If I do it again, I'm gonna be here, and then I die. Why I say that chip damage is not that big of a deal? Let me go back so you guys have something to watch. Chip damage is not that big of a deal because you can just shift your weapon and heal. And if you have a pelican, you're gonna heal. In a lot of fights, It's better to take the chip damage and having to heal than just like being scared and using guards up that you don't do that much damage if you use it, or being really afraid of chip damage, especially in this fight, because you cannot avoid taking chip damage if you want to kill war fast and do the actual best punish for that attack. I like to think, just a little parenthesis here, I like to think of my HP bar as a resource bar. So I think of this the same way I think of Charge Blade files when I'm playing Charge Blade. The same way I think of Longsword, Sword Gauge when I'm playing Longsword. I think of this, the HP bar, as my resource bar to do power guards into grand distribution thrusts that are our most damaging punish in a lot of situations. So if I'm right here, I'm not scared of dying. I'm concerned that I don't have enough resource to do the power guarding to GRT, so I know I have to heal. I have to get my resource back. So this is how I want you guys to think about chip damage and HP. So let's see, let's go back because I think I did something cool there. So again, jump back into Leaping Trust, and the other one I'm gonna power guard into GRT. If you guys try to watch the speed run, you guys are gonna see me do a lot of this. Yeah. Let's see what Gore's gonna do next. Next is running around because he likes to run around. He's a kid. This one is a good attack to guard dash back, so you guys can stay close. But I end up hitting his tail, so he's gonna spin around twice, which is not great. And now Gore's gonna do the fake scream. The fake scream is always followed by a big punch, so you can always hit his head a little bit during the fake scream and get ready to double counter thrust the big punch. Now Gore's gonna do the wing drag. The wing drag, you're gonna talk a lot about it later, but the one thing I need you guys to know about the wing drag is that you should always double counter thrust it. So you should learn the timing. It's a little bit tricky at first, but after you get the hang of it, it's not that hard. You just always double counter thrust the wing drag. Here I'm hitting his leg. There's no way to hit his head because the head is right over there. But you guys gonna understand the reason why later on when Gore is in frenzy mode. This attack you can just do whatever, and now I just go back. I'm doing this a lot to show you guys, not that hard. And also about the frenzy, that's a good point. About the frenzy clouds, they are actually, the hit zone on them are actually small, is actually small than the visual effect. So you guys can see the cloud goes all the way through here. Here's on the end of the animation, but you guys can see. And the hit zone is actually right here. So the attack looks larger than it is. So you don't need to be that afraid of the frenzy clouds. So let's see. Rather waste my time. He was about to do the spin around, not the spin around, the sideways blast, frenzy blast, but I pinch him. And let's go how I did this. Oh, here I did one long hop. You can also do one long hop if you do that judging the distance. Let's go ahead a little bit because I want to talk about, there's one more regular attack that Gore has that I want to talk about with you guys. Let me see if I can find it here. So Gore has this attack where he jumps away from you and he does 3 frenzy projectiles. So he jumps away from me, I quickly go into a leaping thrust to get close, and Gore is gonna do, Gore is gonna do one attack right here, one attack right here, the frenzy projectiles I want in the center. They all connect to each other behind you, a little bit far away, is off screen right here, but he's always gonna do 1, 2, and 3. He can start on the left or the right, doesn't matter. The way to deal with this, you close the gap between you and Gore because you only want to deal with the center one. You don't want to stay back guarding because you're gonna have to guard the 3 of them. You always want to stay close, you get close like I did here with the leaping thrust, and double counter thrust the attack. Sometimes you miss, sometimes you hit. And this is also a good attack if you need to ship a weapon to heal or to capture him or to do anything else, to heal a teammates, because there are big safe zones right here and right here. You guys are gonna see the attack and the safe zones. See, they are really big. And here just double counter thrust. The center one, fake scream, always goes into a punch and wind drag. Now let's go ahead and see Gore on its frenzy state. So here you can see Gore is going to the frenzy state. Gore starts the frenzy state, always starts with the big scream, the big roar, of course, the frenzy roar. And this, you always want to block this. You can perfect block, you can charge counter. You never want to get hit and stunned by this because Gore always changes the frenzy scream with a fast attack, with some of his fast attacks. So if you get stunned by the roar, you're gonna get hit by the follow up. Let's see what God does as a follow up. It's gonna do the double punch. The double punch, the best way to deal with it is just power guard both, so you can do an retribution on the second here, but you can also dodge like I did here for style points, or if you for some reason don't have enough HP to power guard both. So I just dodge. It's kind of hard to do, but you guys can practice. But you guys are gonna see me power guard later. Oh, and here we saw earlier when Gore was in regular state, he flying up in the air and doing a jump towards me and landing behind me. Now the guard is in frenzy state. I wanna, now the guard is in frenzy state. This attack changes. He can still do like a jump towards me, but here I know that he's not gonna do that. Why? Because he's angling his body to the from the left side to the right. So he's like this. If Gore is like this, when he flies up in the air, he's gonna jump sideways onto you. So if his angle like this, he's trying to make you think that he's gonna do this, but he actually gonna do this. Let's see if I can find a better uh, pause for you guys can see the angle on his body. But you guys get the picture. Here, you guys can see that Gore is angled, and that he's gonna go off. He usually goes off screen, which is really cool. I like it. He usually goes off screen here, perfect, and he hits you from off screen with a punch, with a wing punch. So he's trying to trick you, but you guys can just see which way he's angled at. He's gonna go to the opposite way. And the way to deal with this, I know the guy went up, so he either gonna go straight into me. I know that he's gonna go straight into me when he's flying straight in the air, but if he's at this angle, he's gonna go off screen and try to hit me. And you guys can just double counter thrust this attack, no problem, because it's not that fast attack. It's kind of slow. Here we have another of Gore's attacks that he only does when he's frenzied, which is really a good attack for us. Gore spits a frenzy cloud on the ground. And unlike the other one, the sideways one, the sideways one has, like I told you guys, it has one and then two and then three hitboxes, either from the left to the right or the right to the left. This one is different. This one has one big hit zone in the center, and then two and two, and then three and three. So it expands sideways. So it starts here and goes there. I think we're going to do this again later, and we can talk about how to deal with it because we have a better angle to see it, I think. This attack, I was a little bit late. So, and I'm hitting Gore's tail now. And I told you guys, when Gore is not frenzy and you hit his tail, he's going to do the spin around attack. But now Gore is frenzy. Every time you hit Gore's tail, unless he's really distracted with something else, every time you hit Gore's tail, he's going to do a fast spin around and try to hit the person that are hitting his tail. So every time I'm hitting his tail, I know that he's going to do this. So I'm always able to double counter thrust. So double counter thrust because I know he's about to do that. He tried to grab me, I just blocked. And here you can see the attack better. So he was in front of me and he threw the one, the two, they became the twos and the threes. And these, unlike the other one, they are a little bit split apart from each other. So they don't overlap on each other. So if you just stay in the center of each one of them, in this case, ideally you want to be here, right at the center, you can just double counter thrust this attack and hit Gore in the head. But let's say for some reason I'm right here at the two. I can just double counter thrust, but do it in an angle so I can hit Gore's face. The only place you don't want to be is right at the middle, because even though they are split apart from each other, sometimes we get hit because it's not that split apart. So you guys want to stay always in the center of one of these explosions. So you guys are gonna see me double counter thrust and hit Gore in the head in the process. So now, yeah, I was excited for that. The wing drag. I told you guys about Gore having one very clear combo chain. The combo chain, let's watch it. The combo chain is wing drag into a frenzy cone. You guys can see the cone here. There's a cone, a frenzy cone into a body slam. Yeah. So how does this combo work? It is, like I say, wind drag into a frenzy cone into a body slam. But this attack is one of the few splits Gore has on his combo chains. He can also do a wind drag. I'm talking about frenzy Gore. Wind drag into a big frenzy explosion. So you're gonna see the second one later. But now we on the first one. How do we deal with this? The first one, we deal with this by, like I say, always double counter first the wing drag, and you can just avoid the cone, the frenzy cone, by jumping back a little bit, or jumping back and then walking back a little bit, so you're at the edge of the explosion. This is a great example of how the hit zone is actually a little bit smaller than the visual effect. So the cloud is coming all the way through here, but I'm not getting hit because the hit zone is actually a bit smaller. So don't be afraid of being at the edge of the explosions. And the wing slam, the body slam, I just power guard into GRT to do a lot of damage. And you guys can see that I'm going for Gore's wing. Why do I go for Gore's wing instead of Gore's face? We all know that when Gore is frenzied, if you hit his face a lot, he comes out of frenzy mode and hits apples. But in a rush to remove the frenzy out of Gore, because Gore takes more damage when he's frenzied. The fight is more fun, more engaging, and it's the only opportunity I have to open this temporary wound, this temporary wound, this blue wound on his wing, because his wings are bad hit zone when he's on regular, but a good hit zone when he's on frenzy. So you guys are gonna see me go for the wing a lot because I don't wanna remove the frenzy out of God too quickly, because he takes more damage when frenzied, and because I'm gonna lose my opportunity to open the wound if I do that. Let's see, this attack is always followed by a big punch, so the fast slap always comes with a big punch. This is one of the 1-2s Gore has. This attack is terrible, it's very hard there's no good way to deal with it. I think he's gonna hit me with it later. Oh, here you guys can see the difference between the flying. Here you guys can see that Gore body is straight. It's not at an angle that tells me that he's gonna come from here or here. So Gore is very straight in the fly off. So that's how I know Gore is gonna go straight into me and try to hit me, like he does when he's not frenzied. Here he tried to do that, but since the poor thing is blind, he actually missed me. Yeah, he didn't hit me. He went all the way far back. But I knew he was not trying to trick me. This attack is a good one to double counter thrust, even though I didn't here. I'll probably do it later. The rush is also a good one. You double counter thrust while it's on your camera, so you hit Gore when he goes right past you. So you guys can see that I got 2 hits here. I hit a made a mistake and I got hit. And I'm in trouble because I broke my guts, which is terrible because you lose damage, but I'm at exactly 1 HP. So anything that happens now is gonna kill me. If I block an attack, if I get hit, I'm gonna die. And this is a great moment to tell you guys that you guys are lance mains, you guys play lance, but you guys need to know how to dodge. Because if I didn't know how to dodge, I would be dead here. So let's see again because it was really cool. So I got hit, I shift, I framed the second, and I just dodged I framed the first and I just dodged the second one. So yeah, learn how to dodge so you guys don't die when you make a mistake, because mistakes happens to all of us. Let's see what God's gonna do right now. But just a big jump for no reason and a punch that is always easy to double counter thrust. This is a great attack to double counter thrust. You can hit Gore twice. And again, hitting the sail. He's gonna spin around. Always be ready. Ooh, and now we see the second combo chain after the wing drag. So I told you guys that he does the wind drag into a frenzy cone into a body slam. And he can also do the wind drag into a big frenzy blast. How do I know if he's gonna do the first or the second? When he's about to do the second, right after the wind drag, the camera pans out. So you guys are gonna see the camera. Let me remove the drawing so you guys can see it better. You guys are gonna see the camera pans out a little bit. So that's how I know he's gonna do the frenzy blast. And how does this frenzy blast work? It's a very, very large hit zone. So it's a big one in the center that becomes smaller ones, the sides. But it's a very big hit zone that happens very far away from Gore. Because Gore moves back when he throws this frenzy blast. And also this frenzy blast takes a long time to come out. So you guys are gonna see a wind drag, around wind drag, and it's gonna take a long time to throw the frenzy blast. That's enough time for me to do 3 front hops to avoid the blast. Why do I want to avoid the blast? And there's no reason for us to block it, because that wound that appeared on Gore's face is a temporary wound, so it's gonna go away really fast. And if you block this, you're gonna get locked there by knockback. You're gonna take chip damage. So you always want to dodge forwards with the hop, so we can get the wound on Gore's face. You can also do a leaping thrust. You can also do a guard dash into a focus strike. But here I did a few front hops, so I avoid the explosion, and I got Gore temporary wound. And it's really good to get the temporary wound because Gore, like you guys are seeing here, he always gets on the ground. He topples. I was going for the wing, like I said before, because I want to open that. And now this attack is always followed by a big punch. In this case, 2 punches, and it's a good power guard into GRT example. Like before, I blocked the first punch and I dodged the second, but now I did a power guard. That is the best way to deal with this attack. But if for some reason I didn't have enough HP to power guard both, because you guys can see that I take some chip damage. I was at full health. You guys can see that I take some chip damage after I power guard the first and the second. So if you want to avoid that because you don't have enough resource to do it, you guys can just, it's kind of hard to do, but you guys can just perfect block the first and dodge the second. Or you guys probably can even perfect block both. So you guys don't take chip damage, but you also don't punish him. So yeah. I opened the wound and I made a little mistake because I broke the blue wound and removed the frenzy at the same time. So I lost one of my topples. But that's it. I think we cover all of Gore's movesets and everything I wanted you guys to know about Gore. This is a longer video because Gore is a more complex monster and needs to talk about a lot of stuff. But I hope you guys like it. I'm trying this new format where I do my other drawings on the screen, and I'm still working on audio issues, so I'm gonna buy a new microphone later so I've been saving for a little bit. But yeah, let me know if you guys like the format and which monsters you guys want me to cover next. This is me, by the way. Which monsters you guys want me to cover next, and give me feedback on what you guys think about these types of video. I want to make a few more of them before the expansion comes out, so I learn how to make them and I'm able to improve them, so I can guide you guys through the expansion a little bit faster. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for being here, and see you later.